Hello and welcome back to the channel for an investigation into an electrical fault with my 110 rock crawler. As you can see here, I don't mind getting it wet, and something's gone awry. Anyway, let's get into it and see what's what. So as you can see here, I've somewhat dismantled the truck. I've got little part bins going over here. There's the action camera mount. That needs to get reaffixed to the other side. Back here. Surprised that came off. That was acetone welded on, but obviously not very well. And the nose with its section of over chassis. Twist that around, place it down there. And easily just quickly in here, this is the receiver bay. And this is the electronics. And I know this is a tangled mess here. There's two electronic switches. This is the main line in. It had a lot of electronics on it originally, and I've stripped a lot off. So this really needs simplifying. And the subsequent harness that comes out here, feeding to rear lights, front lights, fan, which plugs in, and here is the ECS, which I removed from its bay up here. Now I wrote to Castle and they got back to me saying that I should check out the harnesses on either side of these. So I'm going to take this plate, take this off here, and I should be able to get to those harnesses and check for corrosion. And that is what I am going to be doing. Just unplug my motor wires. Look at that, how convenient. They'll line up as A, B and C, so being a Castle motor and a Castle ESC, they kind of thought about their phases, and it makes a nice neat wiring job. I mean, look, there is some corrosion on this, so it may be, I mean, if I'd have known that these weren't going through a solid bulkhead, because look, it looks like, and I'll check these connections too, check these connections too, just here. I already checked this line, but I'm getting nothing to the receiver, so it seems to me that the problem, I mean, they did say check the sensor line as well, because that can do that, and this apparently has a harness on the other side, maybe? It's hard to tell, some gump in the way. So yeah, that's got to come out and get checked. So that is what we're going to do, and I'm going to reposition the camera and do this here instead of taking it all out. I just want to see if this solves my problem, or if I am down to put in a new ESC and send this one off to get. Anyway, right, let's do this. Hello again. Alright, so here we are, and as you can see, we're still on the truck here. I've put down a little board so we can get in there. Whoop. I'm just going to refocus. Okay, hopefully that's nice and in focus for you. So let's open this up. Okay, we have turning screw number 1, that's always nice. Okay, I've got almost as much light as I can throw on it. Okay, that should be better. And the second moving screw, that's lovely. Okay, so the capacitor brace come out. What we have there is corrosion. I'm tempted to lift off this layer here. Let's start with some cleaning up. Might want to rag. This one will do. Get it in there and let that solvent do its action. It's a nice gentle solvent. Plus some kind of stuff for other options. Toothbrush. A nice clean toothbrush. Will this get in there and fix it? Probably not. But it'll let me see how deep the corrosion goes. It doesn't look like any of that corrosion is very deep. Let's get any additional crap out of there. There's a fair bit of crap just here, isn't there? And we're just gonna go and wash my hands. Back in a minute. Well, luckily I've got all this from a spilled can of stain that I can just soak up a lot of that excess with. Where's the air? So I did, just to go over what I've done in terms of diagnosis. So this is my power delivery harness. It needs shortening and it needs rewiring. Needs basically simplifying across the whole vehicle, the electrical. But you know, I assumed that the first point would be a fault in one of the Deans. So been right over that. All this works just fine, and if I plug in a I've got a non-censored one that was I was using. I stuck it back in its box up there, but it fired up. It was fine. So it's not this wiring setup, which is what I thought it was originally. So maybe it is a connectivity issue down here. I don't know. Let's see if the clean, if I've gotten lucky and the clean has fixed it. And yeah, that looks like it's a no there. Okay, a little bit of thinking based upon some reading. Email from Castle from, is it Jason, I think? Thanks mate. Said to remove the harness. So I can unplug these. Take this off, remove the harness, right? That's what I'm going to try to do. I didn't want to do it before I double checked about that because I didn't want to risk breaking something. Okay, what I've got to do is get this harness out of here. Oh my sweet mercies. I don't think the plastic's meant to corrode. That looks like heat damage. Nicely marked. Okay. Yeah, see, now what you got there is a fair amount of corrosion. I'm gonna give it my best and most gentle loving and see if I can make those pins touch. So look, right, thank you Jason. I appreciate your input, and your technical advice has led me to not solve but to diagnose the issue. Thank you. They look rooted. I'm gonna say that. Anyway, alright. That's that, and I'm going to now start gently rubbing and scrubbing and giving it some loving. Jesus Christ, mate. Oh, it's split. Fucking Joyce. Might be making some harness there. Maybe I can plug that back in and at least for testing anyway. Arrgh. You see how I sprayed it in and it sprays out of the hole? Because when you're doing this, you're going to scrub it in. and you want to make sure it's ejected, because corrosion will cause, in most cases, more corrosion. It's infectious like that. And just ever so gently, because I swear to God this thing is about to disintegrate in my hands. Gonna rinse them all. Sorry for killing the light there for you. My primary concern is position. It's not even speaking, it's positioning. Because, yeah, that's the thing. Probably shouldn't do that. That probably will fall apart if I do that. Okay, so I'm going to leave them momentarily to dry. I'm going to get into this. Don't even breathe on it. Press air, not what I want. Oh, in case you're wondering what I'm using. Because I'm not sure which. Actually, I'm going to have to do a 180 on this, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Because it's a novel camera setup. I don't usually set up my camera this way. Now, I'm going to zoom in, remove myself from the light. There we go. That is all cleaned. I guess ready to get put back together if I can get it back together. That's not good. In what will be the most delicate pin plugging I've ever done. Okay. Moment of truth. I wouldn't know if it was on, would I? Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the smartest tool in the shed. Yeah. That happened then. I've still got nothing. Oh. Yeah, you're complaining, I know. It's all good, don't worry. Something's not right. It's like, something's not right. I can't. It's not right. Oops. Okay, still got to decide on what I'm going to do with these connections here. If I apply lacquer, it'll protect the connection, but it might also lock it together. The only way to get it out is with this solvent. It'll dissolve the lacquer that I'm using. This stuff here. And that will protect it. The other option would be to use conformal coating, and while that will, you know, be a little bit more of a flexible coat and stick to the wiring a bit better at the top of these plugs, it won't do an amazing job of that. So it's probably just as good to, and it's more difficult to remove it. So it's probably just as good to go with the lacquer. Okay, so if anyone out there has done this, make sure you solder it up and seal it. This is the power switch for the ESC. I've bypassed it, and you don't want that to corrode because that will also cause problems. So solder it, seal it, make it happy. Alright, so I have decided that I am going to lacquer these in, because I can easily remove it with this. It even says so on the back. Anyway, yeah, here you go. Removed. NA 1002 circuit board lacquer. It's that. This is NA 1002 circuit board lacquer. And just in case you are wondering, they are the catalogue numbers NA1002 and NA1008 of the Servisol. You know, not sponsored by these guys or anything, just do happen to use their products because they're the easiest available, actually. So if there are better products out there, put them down below, please, and I will search them out. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get these out of the way for the moment. Just hold them. I'm going to use circuit board lacquer on these here. But first, before I do that, because I have to spray that on and just let it dry and it'll seal up those connections. Before I do it though, I'm going to test that the motor is working. The motor sensor wire connections are good. So plug that into there, and I might need to swap the battery on my camera. She's flashing at me. Let's see if I can get this done. Plug it in. I've got an error noise. It's got have no receiver. Okay, interesting. You have to have a plate.
15 minutes later.
Right, well, that was pretty funny. That was caused by me not having the receiver plugged in. It had just unplugged itself because it's all the way over here. Silly me. Oh. Alright, the sensor seems good. So I've sprayed that with the lacquer. I'm gonna let that dry. And I have to do some work to this connection. And I'm gonna maybe rehead this battery as well. I have also done on the other side as well. So yeah, cool. Alright, that's what I've got to do. Just fix that up, then reassemble it, and other maintenance. I'm going to touch up some of these have become broken. You can't really see that, I don't think. Oh yes you can. See there? Just flexing that. Alright. Just mainly at the end here. It's probably maybe shot gets to live it up like that. And while I'm in here, I might clean these out a bit more. Just do a few things, but not too much to stuff that I'm not going to be keeping on in the new design. Pretty keen to get on with the new design. That's going to be a nice fun little project. I haven't done a big 3D printing project in a little while. I've done more sort of other, building out of other materials, or from traditional methods of building. I've built a couple of planes and whatnot, and tried my hand at that, and I've been messing with the quads and driving, and you can see all the rest I've been doing, can't you, if you look at videos. Anyway, I'll stop waffling and we'll get to the next bit. Okay, so she's back together. Just got to put these side panels on. This side panel and the two of those. And she's good, and glue that in. It's good to go for a test drive. Just wanted to, you can hear the drivetrain, it's in neutral now. You got a little example of the drivetrain rolling there. Anyway, I'll get it back together and we'll go for a test drive, and I'll see you out there.